I'm delighted to be closing the second deal program. This has been a lot of hard work from people all around the world has gone into making this. So it's a real pleasure to be here today. And we will hear from some of the festivals, some that are just finishing and some that are just getting going. So really looking forward to that. But first, let's hear from some of the sessions that have been a part of this program as well. We spoke to Kate, Carolina, Andrew, Becky, and lots of great topics. Again, I wish I could be everywhere at once. But let's start with Kate. How are you doing this evening? How did it go?
Oh, I'm really well. I still haven't got my head around everything that's happening today and the fact that this is actually happening. I gave a presentation of the core concepts of Doughnut Economics and did it with objects because I think we have to be able to tell the story of economics and the new way of thinking in a playful way that just uses our imagination rather than graphs and calculators, because I think economics is for everybody. So I've actually had a lot of fun doing this, and it really, I've enjoyed the challenge myself. And I always think that boundaries unleash our creativity, and that's true for the Doughnut's boundaries, but it's also true for our own boundaries. Some of the questions and some of the feedback that came in the session, one person reflected the amount of volunteer time that goes into trying to bring about economic transformation, because so often this work is unpaid, is unfunded, and people are reaching into their family time, their weekend time to make this happen. And it's something that we tell our funders again and again: you need to make it possible for people doing grassroots, collaborative, community-based work to get the recognition, the resources they need to carry this through, because we don't want to see people burned out. We want to see them resourced. One other thing that came up, somebody said, do we have time to find these solutions from the grassroots? And it's a really poignant question. We don't really have time for any of this. We don't have time. Oh, we've time. No, we haven't got time. And yet trying to come top down from governments, we've all seen that the climate change negotiations haven't actually made anything like the progress they should have in 28 years. So deal strategy is to go where the energy is, and we're finding it's at the level of cities, not nations. It's the level of communities. It's all the energy that's in this festival today. Who's shown up and is making more and more happen as the day goes on? Work with the energy that is flowing, and also ask whose energy isn't yet able to flow because they aren't resourced, don't have access, and make that possible. I'm really thrilled that I know in this session there's been a session on making this accessible and everybody's values and needs.
Yeah, I was a part of that, and that was a great session, as was yours. And I ended up having a conversation earlier in dinner, which was just talking about the accessibility of the phrase Doughnut Economics in itself, and it seems to be baked into the whole concept. And visuals is such a part of that. So yeah, great session.
Doughnut is baked in. Are you getting well into the puns at this time of night?
Over the last few months, I think we've exhausted all of the donut puns. They're now just part of my lexicon. I don't even recognize them. Very good. Thanks, Kate. Good to speak. Carolina, hello.
Hi. So we had a really good session as well. We talked everything about schools and education, focusing on our most top priorities, which is to work into the core foundational Doughnut Economics tools. And so we welcomed the participants into our kitchen, and we gave them a very sneaky peek into what we're doing. And the discussion was all around bringing life to learning and acknowledging that what we have now, this idea of education solving problems, is not going to help really, and that what we need is transformation of consciousness on how we do things. And so we need to think of, which is what we're really trying, of core tools that can fit in easily into current ways of education, but that also walk that talk of pushing forward what we need to learn as young generations, and how we need to equip young people with skills and capabilities to help them navigate the future. and negotiate it and share it with others. So we also heard from different participants about how we envision that facilitated space, and the key things that came up are, how everyone is eager to wait to see these tools, and they're also very aware of the complexities of trying to have ready-to-go tools, and at the same time not flattening the complexities that we have around the world, different countries, different nations, local, hyper-global, rural and urban, and how do we do that? So that was a conversation about, and I wish we had more time. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that summary alone was there's so much depth in there. I'm sure you could talk about that for ages. That's one of the sessions that I'm really looking forward to going back and recording. Wasn't able to join, but really right up my street. So yeah, amazing. Thanks, Carolina. Andrew, hello.
Hello.
Good
So
evening.
our session, it was really good. So I had a conversation with Timothée Parric, and we were talking about, moving from GDP growth to this notion of thriving within the donut. He's been thinking a lot about this question from a degrowth perspective. So we were talking about differences across degrowth and Doughnut Economics and this big post-growth umbrella within which we all kind of find ourselves aligned within. I did bring some data and some numbers and some graphs, Kate. So, but actually asking just from the audience what they think of the likely GDP pathway for high-income nations that are aiming for, living within planetary boundaries. Do you think it's continual economic growth? Do you think it's kind of a stationary state of GDP, of income? Do you think it's a planned reduction of income in order to bring resource use down? Or do you think, that we're not going to be able to turn all this around, that we're going to keep going for growth, it's going to fail, and we're going to collapse? And we took a poll of the audience, just obviously not representative poll, but just to get a sense of what people thought about that. And actually around 85% of our audience didn't believe that the continual economic growth story was going to be compatible with keeping resource use within planetary boundaries. So I mean, that tells us, right, that there is a need to fundamentally transform, and if our institutions and our policies are actually geared towards creating this continual economic growth that we don't have the conviction is actually going to save us, then clearly there's a need to transform. And then I got into a conversation with Timothée, which was wide-ranging and very, very instructive for me. It's been a long time. I've never actually sat down with Timothée before, but we've interacted on social media and in different events and different things. So he was actually sitting on his couch, and it very much felt like we were kind of sitting on a couch together chatting about these important questions that both of us are very passionate about.
Yeah, love it. The kind of chats you have down the pub after a few pints, trying to put the world to rights. And what a blessing we all got to listen into that as well. Thanks, Andrew. Is Becky here?
I am.
Yes, hello. And your sound is working now.
Oh, my sound is working. I'm back. Hi. Yeah, no, we had a really great session, which feels like a really nice celebration of what has been a very, very innovative and in-depth project on accessibility. So we're working with the Universal Recognition Movement, which is made up of everyday folks who happen to also be deaf or disabled or neurodivergent or marginalised in some way within their community. And we got together to make this project to think about how Global Doughnut Day as an event itself could be made more accessible. And we knew that we weren't going to solve all of their entrenched, deep, really tricky issues. But the project was an opportunity to kind of plant a seed and get a little sapling growing up, and we'll keep watering that and tending to it, and hopefully it will grow into something beautiful in time. But the amazing things that we've already managed to do, like the resources that we've produced, so we've got a toolkit for communities that they can now use, in their local area to explore meeting different people's needs in their communities and getting them involved in Doughnut Economics. And like what Kate and other people have been talking about the whole day of like, you know, it just becomes so much more exciting when we do things in different ways. Yeah, so we've had people speaking on the topic in BSL, and that's lent another different way of thinking about things. And yeah, we had an amazing panel. So it was Sahira, Callum, Adil and Jenny from the Universal Recognition Movement alongside Carolina and Rob, and we all had a big conversation about what the hardship that people are facing, because these are real, you know, they're real situations, and people have been, you know, left out of the conversation and disenfranchised, but we managed to get them involved because fortunately we do have that lovely metaphor of the donut, and people like donuts, and I was like, also the economy, and we're like, I'm not sure about the economy, and we're like, well, let's talk about it anyway. And yeah, that lent to a wonderful conversation, which has started some really, really wonderful resources. And yeah, if you didn't manage to catch the panel event, then do go back and listen to it, because there's some really just fab insights and creative ideas about how we tackle some of this stuff, even, you know, even in the worst circumstances. You know, there was a little bit of sparkle, which was really joyful. Yeah, and it was really good. I managed to drop out halfway through and I couldn't hear, and I was using my very, very poor sign supported English, which is in no way British Sign Language. And it just goes to show that if I had learned British Sign Language, I'd have been in a much better position to communicate with my team in that moment. So yeah, it was really, really good. And I look forward to listening to the rest of the panel session. But I did manage to hop back in for the final statement, so that was good.
Yes, I'm glad we managed to get that sorted. I second your comments. If you get a chance to listen to that session, I highly recommend. It's full of so many insights. And is, as has kind of been shared amongst everyone, it is the foundation of everything, is enabling people to access the conversations fundamentally. So yeah, great session, and yeah, great process. And we'll make those the resources that you mentioned, we'll make them available in the global program guide, but wider as well, because yeah, people need to read that. So yeah, thanks a lot, Becky. And now now it's time to hear from some of the places around the world. So I'm hoping that Eva from Mexico can join me in the spotlight. But if she cannot, then
we think, Will, it's best to start with Anna in Brazil.
Yeah, Anna, love it. Hello.
Olá,
Good
como
to see
estão
you.
vocês? Tudo bom?
Yes.
Okay. I'm here with Mel. We are.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, we are at. I forgot my phone because we are still in the middle of the Doughnut Day here, and we are in the university at PUC, and we chose the spot because it's a beautiful campus. Lots of nature. Wow. And we conducted here, we facilitated a workshop inspired by the Sparkling Connections and the deal. So for me, it's the first takeaway. It's an immense source of ideas for many levels, and we chose that. We managed to print the cards, laminated cards, and it really, really worked. We changed a little bit to put a Brazilian twist, but it really worked. And some people showed up, some students, and we realized that it's really, really important to connect the teachers to bring. And that's difficult because we are in the middle of the university, and we expected the flowing. We went to this, it's a beautiful dome, this theater, and it would be a wonderful opportunity to have classes inside, because the donut itself sparkled lots of attention. So that's my activity, our activity here. Say hi, Mel.
Hello, everyone. That was a wonderful day here, and we still have a lot of things to go on over there at the
Catholic universities.
Yes, but the room where we were before, when we watched the Kate.
Yeah, the
auditorium.
Yeah, the auditorium. But I'm representing here Doughnut Brazil, right? So the event, it's another event here because we connected 11 cities. So everyone was doing something. We had more than 40 volunteers, more than 50 activities online and offline. And I collected some of the feelings, and especially Kate, the biocentrics. Everybody was so emotional that I'm getting emotional here too. That it was Carol who hosted the session, said it was a life-changing experience for her. So thank you very much for your generosity, as well as Carolina that was joined us in a session, and everybody was like on spot. And I think it's the beautiful of the beauty of Doughnut is, for me, is connection. So that's because of Doughnut that I connected with Mel, that I connected with the other more than 40 volunteers, and I think it really gave a boost to our movement here. It's clear that we have lots of different maturities, and we have to learn to talk with everybody. We had Brasilia, which is our capital, and there they had a very, very rich discussion with politicians. So we have a point of entry in each of the cities. We had schools. We had lots of children shouting "Doughnut" that I sent to Amy afterwards. And I think the feeling, if it's one word, is excitement, optimism, joy, and care.
I love that one word. That was great.
And Will, kudos for you. You were a brilliant host, brilliant coordinator. Rob, Andrew, Amy, everybody, so supportive. I really, really learned with you a lot. And I think for me, the last thing to end up, I had 3 minutes. Yeah, right. So it's I think the whole doing this festival, the festival was made with the principle of Doughnut, right? Distributive. We felt it on the journey. So I think we really appreciate the walking the talk opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. So nice to connect with you guys. Yeah, I actually want to echo that. It's been such a pleasure working with everyone across the world. It's been a real treat of this project. And Anna particularly has been at every single session, every single week. So yeah, real joy to connect and hear how everything's going, seeing all the plans and getting excited with you, and feel like I get to live it with you as well. So yeah, amazing. Rob,
could I just jump back in just to say, because Anna mentioned the Biocentrica film. I just wanted to mention it was another session that I did with the Brazilian team with Janine Benyas. And I just want to jump in and say this because it was a really amazing conversation for me. I was just showing some economic concepts to Janine, and the way she responded to this from her biomimicry thinking was very profound. And I'm definitely going to go back and watch it again. So when these sessions are online, I really just want to invite everybody who's here now to go and watch that session in conversation with Janine Benyas, because she wasn't on fire. She was very alive. She was so speaking life, and it was beautiful.
Amazing.
Hi, Will.
Hello.
You're probably wondering, why am I here?
You don't look like Eva from Mexico, I'm just saying.
I don't look like Eva from Mexico. No, but I am just to what happened. I want to share something from our governance and stewardship principles about this.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Which says good enough for now, safe enough to try, and we can share this in the chat. But it says this is the first year of Global Doughnut Day, and we accept and embrace the fact that we will not get it right. Indeed, we know that it's not possible to get it right. An ongoing process of reflection and adaptation. And this is case in point, we haven't been able to connect with Eva. So if anyone is from Mexico City, please do share that now, and we can spotlight you. And we also wonder whether Irina is here from North Macedonia. So is anyone here from Mexico City or North Macedonia? Please let us know by making a sound. If
is here.
okay. Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. Over to you. That's wonderful.
Okay, hello. Hi from us. We are Arno. You can see us in our office. It's been a long day for us. We are up since 6 o'clock in the morning because we have been baking. This is our gevrek economy. So I don't know if this is actually visible on screen, but yeah, we localized the concept, and today we were in media. We are now trending because we officially launched a pastry competition with the title Reinvent the Circle. We basically are introducing for the first time in Macedonia Doughnut Economics. We are going slow, bite by bite, so we just use the shape, and then we are going to promote the values and principles of Doughnut Economy. In the call itself, we are calling for people to use local ingredients. We are promoting with environmentally friendly packaging and so on and so forth. So we are super here to be part of Deal community. We recently joined, but we already feel that we belong. For us, Arno exists for 10 years. We have been doing a lot of work in social economy and green economy, but finally we found a concept, a framework that unites them both and speaks Spanish directly with new tools and instruments. So we are happy to join the community, to learn a lot, and yeah, involve North Macedonia and especially Skopje inside the story. So from storytelling, we directly move to story doing. This is how we do things, but yeah, we're super excited, and we will have the most creative recipe announced at the end of December. So yeah, we will come back with more news, and you are invited to come to Skopje whenever the road takes you to try our local version, gevrek economy of Doughnut Economy. So bye from Skopje, and thank you. Bye.
I wanted to know how tasty that was, which actually brings up a point that I haven't had any donuts today, and it makes me a little bit sad. So we'll go find some afterwards. So yeah, no one from Mexico, but we're close to time anyway. So yeah, based on that, there are so many amazing organizations all around the world who are pioneering Doughnut economics at different scales, and if you haven't connected with one, have a look on the Deal website and you can see all of the organizations and maybe get involved. As Kate was saying, the change is going to come from us doing and story doing. So yeah, I encourage everyone to do that, and stay connected. Let's keep the energy and momentum that we've built over the last few months part of this day. Let's keep it going. What really excites me is the possibilities that might emerge from all of these connections that get made, just ripples that we won't be able to measure, but yeah, could have a real impact. So yeah, from me, from the Deal team as well, thank you for all of the work that you do, and I will see you hopefully all soon in some shape or form. Yeah, bye from me. And happy Doughnut Day, everyone. And please unmute yourselves, and be lovely to hear as many voices as we can to end off this program. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Good day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.